near the same risk that you have in a pregnancy, and she doesn't have that choice at all during pregnancy. So yeah, no, I would say like
This principle is total trash.
It is trash.
yours are trash to me. So the subject.
Do you think, right? Let's say, okay, I walk downstairs, right, and there's a baby sitting on my couch, right? I wake up to a screaming baby. I don't know how it got there, right? And there's a bottle sitting right next to that screaming baby, right? Do you think I'm obligated to pick the bottle up and put it in the baby's mouth?
No, I think you'd be obligated to call the cops. I guess anything that would be that much cost to you. So like feeding the baby, maybe, because there's not a cost to your bodily autonomy by doing that.
Okay. If I'm picking the five, if we define bodily autonomy as the right to govern my own body, right? That would be me, okay, governing my body to pick the bottle up and place it in the baby's mouth.
Is there anywhere near as much of a risk to
You need to. I wasn't finished. If I go and dial the police, right, it should be me governing my body to dial the police. So if I didn't want to do this, let's say hypothetically, right, I wanted to run to the store, right, or go out with my boyfriend, and bring the baby there and go with what I got back. Is this permissible? Now, this child being in my living room, I didn't consent to this shit.
There's a difference between resources and sacrificing bodily autonomy, though. You're not sacrificing any bodily autonomy.
Oh my God. So what I'm doing,
I just say this whole thing is so disingenuous of him because he's talking about withholding resources, which in and of itself would be neglect of the child. So, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about killing them.
No, hold on. No, but it's
That's what's saying.
that you have the obligation as resources to protect the child, sure. And that means calling the cops is not a cost to you bodily autonomy wise. That's essentially
Your bodily autonomy is justification to maintain your bodily autonomy, and your choice is justification to commit the premeditated murder.
Football, the floodlights shining
there's a
down
risk
on
of
the
death in
players as we
pregnancy, and there's
speak.
not a risk of death in
I'm
calling the
Derek Ray,
cops.
your match commentator, and
At the same level.
alongside providing
What
all the
difference does this
tactical
make?
and technical
But, sir,
analysis,
Because there's
I'm
no
Stuart
risk
Thompson.
on
And what we have on the
sir.
menu for you
Okay,
is this
sir,
foot
what you
squad
want
battles
NFRA
match.
is
It's
less
the
than
Hurricanes.
0.006 right?
Which rounded to the nearest percent is 0%.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, risk. Okay, let's just say the phone is downstairs, right? There's also a risk of that. You do realize falling down a flight of stairs is one of the most common. The chances of you is way higher than dying from pregnancy. Way more people die from falling down a flight of stairs. You would actually be safer being pregnant than walking down a flight of stairs. And I have
Will do nicely for starters. First goal of the game.
In the UK, I think it was.
This guy's
An idiot.
completely
How about I'm actually trying to make sure you're not making false claims. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not stupid for doing that.
No, you're stupid for making false claims. Like you can claim self-defense against an innocent, defenseless, and helpless.
His teammates are not happy with him, and they're letting him know.
Do anything to harm you.
Header John
You can't claim self-defense without there being an imminent threat by an attacking, aggressive party.
Fine vision.
It is absolutely harming your body as a woman.
Okay, but you can't claim self-defense unless there is someone who is physically attacking you.
What do you consider attacking?
Morgan.
A violent, aggressive attack. An act of violence.
And play halted, free kick given.
An act of violence. So like,
Yeah.
okay,
Why don't you do me a favor, since you're looking stuff up?
Can you only
why
use
don't you look
self-defense?
up? Why don't you look up what is required for self-defense?
That's a good pass.
Sure.
Just needs to stay calm.
actually refute your claim.
Look it up. What's required for self-defense?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why she hit it with power.
If you want to make a self-defense claim in court when you're being tried for first-degree
no,
murder,
I don't.
And the Hurricanes unable to hang on to it.
there's at least four
Pochettino moves from
things
this
that need to
position.
be met. 4 conditions.
Imminence,
And the Keeper making
There,
sure there were no
Christ.
scraps for them to
Never
feed
mind,
on.
Larry.
Effective press. Referee said advantage.
Just like reading through, you don't need freaking read, dude. Impatience, dude. That's what you
Big
have.
opportunity.
Because I've had this argument with so many of you.
So then maybe you shouldn't have lives if you can't have patience.
Who's going to get on the end of it?
Look,
Oh, great
Threat
defending.
must be happening now or about to happen. The threat is happening there. If there is a threat to, if your body can be harmed, there's a threat. Period. You can't claim self-defense against a future or past threat, which this is
Successfully cut out.
ongoing. Okay, so that falls in line.
Attacking
no, it is a
possibilities
future
for
threat. You're
Dinamo.
saying there's a risk. So that's a future threat. It has to be
He'll be delighted to
imminent.
have won the ball, having
No,
made that difficult
you're
challenge.
in an
Meaning
active
I've paused you.
Counter
I've
could be on.
pulled
Yes, you
my
will.
weapon. I've already drawn my weapon and pointed at you. It's imminent. I'm coming at you. Here, I'll give you an example. What would justify aborting someone? Let me show you
Let's see
an
about the
example. I
delivery.
have one already pulled up.
Risk is literally the risk. The risk
The
is always
Hurricanes have it
ongoing.
back.
The risk is always ongoing. You can get sepsis. You can get so many different things that are happening during a pregnancy. That's a risk.
Is it?
Yeah, but what you're saying
Oh,
is this.
bullshit.
Is that
Risk and threat are not synonyms. There you
The
go.
perfect position to read
There's
it.
the fetus that you're
It's a threat to your bodily autonomy during pregnancy.
Doesn't
There's
have
the
to do it on
fetus.
his own.
Have you seen a fetus do this?
Could be.
it would,
Shit, dude.
okay, even though that there's a
Well, she's done
threat,
brilliantly
right?
there.
Okay,
Reacted
what
so
he's
quickly
saying
to
is
that
that
shot.
there's a future threat.
Corner
There
kick
is
played
no
in.
It's happening
imminent.
ongoing. It's not in the future, and you're actually
There
pregnant.
is no, in order for it to be imminent, right? The
Mendes.
gestation of the fetus
Morgan.
would have to be causing certain detriment to the woman's, like say it, she was suffering from sickness, an
Matthias
abruption of the
Rasmussen.
uterus or something like that. That would be an
No
imminent
panic,
threat
just passing.
right there and
Well, I
now.
think a classic
You're saying
commentator's
that
curse
due to the
just then.
fact that
Couldn't
there's
make
a
the ideal pass.
possibility of these things, that she should be able to unalive the baby. So you're talking about a
Crossed
future
it in here.
threat.
No, okay, so like in this picture right here is a good example. Because if somebody's pointing a gun at you, that is an active threat because there's a potential they could do this to you. If somebody if a person is
That is a really
Yes, no,
disappointing
let me finish
effort.
talking.
Goodness
You're not going to let me finish.
On
You're
that
scared or
occasion,
what?
just didn't make the right sort of contact. Should be testing the goalkeeper on that sort of range.
And I don't want to crash out.
Nobody's
The
run.
stoppage time
You
situation.
name
1 minute here.
Go ahead and disengage.
That is totally fine, but okay, I guess
Well to push it past their
you fold.
opponent.
Oh, right?
Folding
Okay.
is you give.
The first half
Principle,
here
That's
right?
comes to an
Lands
end.
upon, sir. Okay, now if you want to take the trophy home, okay, saying that, like, if we're
Back
in
in
dire
business in the second half. Let's
situations,
see
right?
if Dinamo can
Like the
battle
cabin
back.
in the woods, the Hurricane Alina things, that we could just put our babies in
Mendes.
the corner and let them on alive.
Rasmussen.
And you want to take that trophy home, okay?
That's not what I'm saying. Okay, you can resume.
You, okay? You said that she didn't have to feed the baby in these cases. And that if you went into
Yeah,
a
quick off the
court,
line, read the
right,
shot
as
well,
a
and
judge,
made a very
you
good
would
save.
understand. So
Over it
obviously,
comes.
you're cool in these situations with people leaving their children in the
Oh, that's
corner and
splendid
letting them
play.
starve to death. So if you want to take the win for that, because that's
big
absurd
bounce.
enough to reject your
And he's
appeal.
made it a brace
But if you want to
himself.
take that
The
win,
defender's just unable to
Good
stay
for
with
you.
it. And he's having a field day.
Okay, a very structured or very like good conclusion to that conversation. Really appreciate it.
yeah, good for you. So W letting children starve
Good-looking
to death
play as he
in
tries
the
to get
corner
them onto the front
because
foot.
there's
Oh,
dire
Accept that.
situations.
And a goal!
Yeah.
It's called slight by neglect. Defending making kids starve is defending.
Can she let the child starve in the case of the cabin in the woods and in Hurricane Helena? It's a yes or no answer.
Rasmussen. Pressure
I mean, it's not,
exerted,
it doesn't
but
compare
he
to
keeps the
pregnancy, so I
ball.
don't think it's a no. It's just,
And a good
that's not the same as
ball.
pregnancy. She had the choice to do that, but in pregnancy she doesn't. Understand
Wasteful
that.
there from the Hurricanes. Is it going
It
to
doesn't
be?
matter. I'm saying she had a choice to this situation, and in pregnancy she doesn't.
Activity for the
If she
goalkeeper.
does not, sir, can you answer yes or no? Is the child violating
quick
this woman's
counter-attack could
bodily
be on.
autonomy? Okay. So
need
her
to get
using
bodies
her
back.
Against the will.
resources, such as her blood, to make this breast milk, right? And putting this child again up upon her breast against
pick
her
out a
will
teammate.
is not a
Punched
violation of
away by the
bodily
keeper.
autonomy. Even
Because
though
baby,
that
It's a neat
bodily
move.
autonomy is the right to govern her own body and the resources within. Are you serious right now?
why are you comparing those two when there's
Retaining
a
control of the ball.
factor there that you're missing completely?
What's the
Now, who can he
factor?
play it to?
That she can't choose if the baby, if it's internal and she is pregnant, she can't choose.
And the
Yeah, but
keeper's
do you
When that
safety
bodily
skills
autonomy
there
ends.
for all to see.
Well, from that
Sure.
close in,
So
that's
now
a
what you're
really
talking
good
about
save.
is
Such good
internal
reflexes.
and external resources. So give me the symmetry.
Just
Yes,
20
you
minutes
are, sir.
remaining now.
Because when the child is inside
Might
of
be a
her,
chance to
right?
break.
Okay, it's using her internal nutrient.
Oh, that was
Nutrients,
disappointing.
right?
Just nutrients, there's plenty of other things.
Well, they certainly got
Okay,
their
when the
defensive
child
shape
is outside of
absolutely
her,
right there.
she's using her external. Oh my God, I'm confused. When the child is
And
inside of
roaming
her,
free
it's using
here.
her internal resources. When the child is
superb
outside of her,
reflexes.
it's using her external resources,
Played over.
right?
It's still internal technically, so I'll correct you there. Breast milk is internal, and then it's leaving her body, but it's still not the only thing, the only risk in pregnancy, and the only thing the baby is using and causing.
Yeah, but
Hurricanes
now, sir,
recovering
but you know, do
possession
you know
well.
what special bleeding is?
Well, yeah, but I don't think I'm special pleading
Took a
because you're
really
If
you're
smart
you're
piece of
talking
now
Can he put
this
it
doesn't
in?
work.
Sir,
And the
if
channel
you're
goal
talking
with a
about,
hat-trick.
right, okay,
Simply
that,
unstoppable
like,
today.
she has to break her bodily when the child is outside of the womb, right? But the symmetry breaker is that the child is inside of the womb, right? You're pleading to where this child is located in order to unalive it, which is a fallacy. That would be an error in your logic.
But did just enough to
So
tip it
once
over.
again,
And over
if
it
you want
comes.
to take the win home by having a fallacious argument, W.
It was an attack of promise,
Yeah,
but they couldn't take
I don't
advantage
think
of the
you know
situation.
where I'm going with it either. So I
No,
Chance to finish.
you just make an excuse.
He read the situation defensively and did his
So
job.
look up informal fallacies and
An
look
excuse.
at special
It's
pleading,
right.
right? Because you keep saying that the fact that this woman is pregnant, right, is what justifies unaliving her. I mean, unaliving the fetus, right?
Matthias
When we
Rasmussen.
present you the
That's a good-looking
scenario
ball.
where
Can
this
he
child
score?
is violating this woman's bodily
Forcing
autonomy,
him.
you say, no. She's no longer entitled to her bodily autonomy. She has to keep this child alive.
So a corner here.
So your whole argument is fallacious. It's based on where this child is located.
Who can they
in
pick
order
out?
to unalive it.
And the goalkeeper's punch. And there goes the final whistle. And the home fans are going to be...
So you're appealing to pregnancy, right?
I'm not saying that the intention of the abortion is to unalive the child. It's to she has the right of her own over her own.
And how does one do that? By unaliving the child.
A little suicide attack.
Stopped at a 43098. The question in the clip related to from David Delight related to specimen quality, and then you responded and said there are times where it's a little too intact. What did you mean when you said a little too intact?
for my birthday. She did happy birthday, dude. Yeah, we'll figure out.
You should repent, lady. We're not saying that we're going to force you to, but.
And choosing her body.
Gargantuan halibut burrito with the crispy tortilla, pico de gallo, cabbage, cheese, nice juicy halibut, black salsa, and signature sauce. Gargantuan halibut burrito with the crispy tortilla.
What? From the way God originally intended things.
These are the fries at Rocco's Italian sausage, I think. I think Italian sauce. An ice cream. The Bob Marley shirt I got, I think either from Shein or from Temu. I wore this to the movie like 2 years ago. It's the same design on the back. It's let's see here. Yeah, like I said, same design. Pretty cool. The Bob Marley shirt. You guys can see this. This is gonna be. This is one of my favorite T-shirts. I wore it like twice. It's a bikini, obviously. My drag. I'm back. This is going to go for my Got Some Drip YouTube channel. I'm gonna wear this in one of my outfits because I have an outfit for this. But this is a two-tone pant. So, like I said, two-tone. This is my other two-tone pants, blue and white. I have multiple actually. So I really like the color. It's a pretty big shirt, pants. I love the color blue and white. Basically, two colors. And yeah, I have more of them. So if you want to see them, let me know. And like check it out on Got Some Drip at Got Some Drip. I'm gonna put it in my title. I'm back. This keep my wife's name out your freaking mouth. This is the T-shirt I got from Amazon. Oh, I've already made a video of my Naruto shirts. I made a video. This is my second video of all of my Naruto shirts individually. Like I said, I made a previous video of all of them combined. But this is the Uchiha clan. I got this one from Hot Topic. So you got Madara, you got Itachi, you got Obito, you got Shisui, you got Sasuke, right? This is probably one of my favorite shirts. This is part 3 of all of my Naruto t-shirts individually. I made a video of all of them in one video, but these are all of them individually. So this is an Itachi shirt. This is from Hot Topic. So this is the front. I like the tie-dye-ish kind of color. And this is the back. His Mangekyo Sharingan. So that's pretty cool. Any Naruto fans specifically, this is part 3. This is part 4 of my Naruto t-shirts. I made a video of all of them individually. I mean all of them in one video, but I'm doing each of them individually so you can get a better look. So this shirt's also from Hot Topic. There's no design on the back. It's just this purple and black tie-dye and some Japanese text. You got Itachi, and then you have him in this Anbu Black Ops outfit. So this is a pretty cool. This is part, I think, 5 of my Naruto t-shirts. Like I said, this is part 4. This is part, I think, 5 of my Naruto t-shirts. Like I said, I made a video of all of them in one video. I had like 14 or 15 and doing them individually. So this is my Itachi shirt. This is in like light purple, right? This is the day the Uchiha clan map.
Hey Siri, what's the weather today?
I don't know, man. Why the fuck you asking me, huh? How come you don't go outside by yourself? Lazy bitch.
Hold on. Hey Siri, what's the weather today?
I don't know, man. Why the fuck you asking me, huh? How come you don't go outside by yourself? Lazy bitch.
Hold on. This spring, money can't buy everything.
Who is he, really?
Just a girl from Delhi trying not to freak out.
But love might buy the whole line of crazy rich Indians coming this spring. Money can't.
La Chelita también vive en Texas.
Hello.
That's like how.
If she's 69 would be even better.
I don't have that much.
Okay, good. Can't do that.
69.
It's gargantuan, huh?
You have a strawberry.
It's the trick.
Right? Okay, if you get into an accident,
I'm not even gonna talk.
Just answered your question. You can ask it again. Answer it again.
Yeah, the question that I'd asked is, whenever I joined your live earlier this morning, right after that stuff went down, you guys had made, at least I came in, and it sounded as though you guys had said that using the term bot is just as bad as using the term that Adams had typed out in the comments last night.
Yeah, that's where I answered you that we were pointing out y'all's double standard. Was that?
I'm trying to
No,
get
you're not gonna
clarification.
tell me
I'm
that
trying
you
to ask a question.
I'm telling you.
How are you supposed to answer a question? I haven't given the question yet.
Yeah, could you ask him what we were saying?
I'm still in the middle of giving the question.
Go ahead.
Well, just the sort of weather the
I'm gonna give
fans
you
were
the same
hoping
answer
for
once
this
you're done,
evening.
'cause I know
It's
what you're saying.
absolutely ideal. My name is
Wonderful.
Derek Ray,
As long
and sitting
as you
alongside me,
question
ready
me,
to provide all the
you respond.
analysis,
That's
is
all I
Stuart
need.
Robson.
You're
And with
very
kick-off
nice.
just
Just
moments
ask your
away, we
freaking
really
question.
should be in
You
for
can
a
stick out.
magnificent occasion. It's
The
fish and
question
chips
is,
versus
do
the
you take it to be
Hurricanes.
the
We
case
can talk about coaches
that
and their methods,
using the
but it's now
term
down to the
bot
players. Which ones
is
are going to
just
stand
as
out, who will
wrong
affect
or
the game,
bad
and
as
who will
using
have
the
the
term
greatest
that
result?
Adam
It
had
should be a
used
cracking
in
game, though.
Scooter's Live this morning? Because that's how it came across, and I just want to make sure that I didn't misrepresent you guys or strawman something so that you didn't say or were not
That's
true.
not what we were talking about. We weren't comparing which was worse. That's not the conversation that was happening. So now I'm going to talk and say exactly what I was saying 2 seconds ago, if you would just listen. And it's that we were pointing out that what Adam does in regards to that word is the same thing that your side does, not you specifically, but your side, meaning pro-lifers, in regards to Fox. It's an acronym, it's a slang that's derogatory in the standard use. But what they do on the pro-lifer side is say, oh, that's not our definition. That's what Adam was doing. So we find it hypocritical that pro-lifers who make the same argument that Adam was making were deciding to, make some sort of spectacle around that, but then they do the same action themselves, being hypocrites.
Okay.
Keeper getting in the way.
I do want clarification about this. And to be clear, Kaysen, I'm not here to cause drama. I'm actually here to try to avoid drama, to make sure that there's no misunderstanding. Because obviously it's crazy to say that the term that Adam had used this morning is just as bad as using the term up. That's just
That's
crazy.
not what we were saying. So I'm just
Well,
wait.
Because I assume that you're talking about
Somebody looking at limited sex objects like the pro-life side does, and somebody looking at another human being the way that racist people do, they are comparable. You're degrading two separate people. It's derogatory. It's derogatory. That was our claim from the very beginning. And you did assume that that's what we were saying, because why would you ask that sort of question? It's obviously ridiculous.
Great example of it.
So you did
the question based on the information that I had available, which is what I heard you guys having a conversation about. I can tell
you heard one sentence and you jumped to the conclusion that we were making comparisons on the badness of
Well, it
words.
certainly
If
is a
I
bit
had jumped to the conclusion,
century mark in terms of
if I had made that conclusion, I wouldn't be here asking questions. I would be here making judgments. To make assumptions is to draw conclusions with incomplete evidence. If I came here to strawman you guys and misrepresent, I wouldn't be asking questions of what is it that you said, so I can understand. Is this the claim that you were?
I know that you love to clip.
Okay,
So
is it?
you so as far as you know, because you and Link were only today discussing your clippage, okay? So yeah, this is something you do.
What?
This is something you do.
That's
not it.
Okay.
That you like to
What am I
clip
doing?
foolishness
What am I
out
doing
of
right
context, as we saw in Kay's story when he said, "Oh, Scooter should have, disavowed this and modded him." He did those things. If Kay took the time to wait around and see how the situation was handled, it was handled.
It sounds like you have beef with someone else. That's not me. Listen,
Okay. That's how did he get the clips?
What do you mean? I gave him the clip.
Exactly. Thank you.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is that it shows
Same thing.
it tarnishes. Here's the issue. It tarnishes your character. Where when you come up here saying, "Oh, did y'all say this? Were y'all comparing the words?" It tarnishes your character. That's the problem. So now is clear. Do you have any other questions? You have the context of the conversation. We done here?
No, we're not. Because now I have
Okay, what's your next question?
Yeah.
What's your next question?
Clarification. Are you saying that you are opposed to clipping individuals? Or are you saying...
I never said that.
Okay. Wonderful. So then what's the issue with me passing a clip along to someone else? In context.
It was not in context.
Okay.
Well, they kept
To be
defensively.
clear, I gave Kay the clip in context. I can't control what Kay does with the clips. I don't know.
Okay, then you should probably...
So if you have issues with that, take it up with him. I'm not okay. You guys have bashed us whenever I've been sitting to...
Maybe you should be you should be more responsible with who you associate with.
For coming up to chicken and saying,
you associate
someone, you take it to them. Advice and take it to Kay. If you have issues with Kay, that's fine.
My issue, I am taking my issue right to you. You've come in here. I've expressed my issue. My issue is you doing things that tarnish your character, make you seem untrustworthy by sending clips to people who you know will twist them out of context. Maybe you don't know, maybe you just don't care. And I think that's a problem, because I think you should care your brothers and sisters in Christ enough to not just do that to them. I think it's wrong. I think it's messed up. I don't think it's edifying. So
to be clear,
there you go. That's my specific problem with you. So you can address.
To conclude that Kay is going to take anything out of context. Okay, I don't even know if he did take things out of context. To be clear, okay, I don't know. Okay,
You didn't
but
watch. You didn't watch
to be
his
clear,
right?
to be clear, okay, I had no reason to conclude that Kay would take
Right.
anything out of context. Okay,
You can go watch Kay's story and come. This is nuts.
So interesting enough, he said he didn't come in here to talk about what happened earlier, but he literally did.
It's crazy.
Well,
Exactly.
to keep the opposition at bay.
This is why he's not trustworthy.
Well, there we are.
Can you hear
A
me?
more than acceptable first half.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's your age?
What have you made of what she's put into the game
23.
so far?
Well, I thought she had
Me
a really effective
Yeah.
first half. Not only
Okay,
did
are
she
you a
score the
Christian?
goal that gave them the lead, but her general
Sort
play
of. I
was
believe in the
really
Bible.
good. She was a constant threat, and I'm sure we're going to see more. in
You
the
okay?
second
Sort of. You
45.
believe in the Bible. What do you
Quick break
take
to
a
be
Christian
on.
to be?
And options in the
Well,
centre.
I take a Christian to be, I guess, just that, someone that believes in the Bible. But I don't consider myself a Christian because it gets into other intricacies. But what I want to know, what's MDNLS?
It stands for no. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Did you hear? She's
An
not very
encouraging
nice,
move from
ladies.
Fish and Chips. He took care of the situation defensively.
Okay. Well, right.
Ollie
I'm
Watkins.
pro-life. For a minute, it almost sounded like that you were pro-choice, but
What did I say that sounded pro-choice?
I don't know. You mentioned something when you were talking to the other guy that kind of gave me the impression that you might be pro-choice.
The extra?
Huh?
To the guy who was just the waffle picture?
Yeah, the waffle picture.
So there might
Maybe
be
I
a
missed
threat,
it.
but not so in the end.
Yeah, we were talking about like something unrelated.
Harvey.
Yeah, it sounds like
That had
something.
happened. Pretty
Good
much.
ball over the top.
Yeah,
No worries.
they love it.
Quick
We
counter-attack
disagree
could be
with
on.
pro-life though.
Yeah, you disagree, right?
Yeah, we're abolitionists.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, I'll. Yeah. You know, how do you leave alive? Every
Well,
time
the fans
because I just see this X in the top right corner.
Such a pretty sequence. Scargan.
Actually lose appreciation for the sacrifices that created the security in the first place. Many civilizations have discovered that prosperity can weaken vigilance just as effectively as war can strengthen. Economically, this period reflects the emergence of interconnected trade networks.
Weakened strength.
Yeah, I don't know. I just ancient rulers constantly battled the benefits of openness against the risks that came with it. Another theme worth noticing is the growing distinction between wisdom and intelligence. Modern societies often reward technical expertise, education, and intellectual ability. Ancient wisdom literature, by contrast, was concerned primarily with judgment. A highly intelligent person can still make disastrous decisions if ambition, pride, greed, or emotion govern their actions. Wisdom was understood as the ability to thrive. It involved understanding human nature, incentives, and moral realities rather than merely possessing information. The admiration for wisdom found in this period reflects awareness that societies are not preserved by knowledge alone. They require leaders capable of applying knowledge towards just and sustainable ends. From a broader moral perspective, these chapters sit near the beginning of a recurring civilization cycle. Many societies dream of finding the perfect leader who could
Go to the police. Go to the police. Go to the police.
Do you know very much about you?
And say, this man is going to harm me. Go to a church and say, this man is trying to harm me.
Do you know very much about these relationships?
I do actually. I worked in EMS 8 years. I've been on plenty of calls with domestic abuse. I've seen it firsthand. I also worked with Village Services for 2 years. I've pulled children out of very terrible situations, dealing with mothers, fathers, and all sorts of things. I'm very familiar with domestic abuse. That doesn't necessitate killing your child. That doesn't make any sense. What you're doing is you're appealing to emotion. You're saying, this was her situation, so she needed it. But you're not establishing to me why the baby had to die in order to save her life.
Was it a baby? I'm sorry. People who don't believe in abortion often say baby, it's a fetus.
As you can see from those stats.
Okay, well, we're not uneducated, so we're going to call it baby. So let me be very, very clear with you. So you're a mother. Someone's coming to kill you because you're a mother. What do? You shoot them.
If someone's coming
Point blank. You don't kill your baby, ma'am. No, Odessa, no, I'm sorry. The foolishness has to stop. You don't kill a baby because someone threatened your life. You shoot the person who threatened your life. It's very simple. It's a very simple process. You're not going to sit up here and appeal and force what you know. Because a woman could have first off would be in a boat. Because that's what happened. She slept with the abuser. She stayed with him. She left that relationship. Thank God that's the only smart decision she made in that story that you told me. But the first thing she did was she opened her legs to another man when she got where she was. What is going on with this girl? I'm going to say what's going on with this girl. It's a life bad decision. I'm sorry. I know that probably upsets you. It probably upsets a lot of people to hear. But that's the truth. It's a life of bad decisions. Okay? And children are being murdered because of women's selfishness and stupidity. To actually believe, oh, he was going to hurt me if I was pregnant. He's going to kill your child. Be a mother. Be a mother. Protect your child. There is never a reason to hurt you. There's no reason. Shut up. Shut up. Zip it. No, you're done talking. You're not going to advocate that a woman killed a baby and protect her own life. That is so absurd. That you would actually come up here so boldly to proclaim this story as if it's a good thing.